G'day folks, welcome back to Skies Above Britain, and I'm all set up. In fact, I've made the first initial setting up moves for the first campaign. Oh, charts and books everywhere, here we are. We are looking at Campaign 1, Skirmishing Above the Channel. Channel War, 10th of July to the 10th of August 1940. France is still falling, but already that fight spills over into the stretch of sea between Britain and the continent. Convoys ply along Britain's coast and ports elsewhere, and the Luftwaffe's opening moves target those ships and perhaps the ports in easy reach of its air assets newly stationed in France. Or will they launch a raid deep into England? This chapter has 6 patrols. I'll run you through everything that I've done. I have drawn raid vector markers. This is for the inbound raid, and have read all the rules, and this is for their outbound track. So inbound to target, then I'll turn and head outbound. I have rolled to place my, I'll go back one step. Here is my pilot roster. Here are my 20 pilots that I have on schedule. They all have names. We have rolled for their level of experience, their assignment, and I rolled for 3 green pilots. 1, 2, 3, and 3 veterans. 1, 2, 3. I have set up that squadron. I rolled for that squadron. They start in the deep zone. I think that's bad because they're a long way from the incoming patrol. Basically what will happen is we'll flip over these inbound vector event chits one at a time, and this will reveal certain events that can happen to the patrol. We'll go from right to left as they head deeper into Britain, and we need to kind of move out and gain some altitude to meet them. I've rolled for visibility, and it's a beautiful clear day, just as is outside here in Australia. We have port high sun. And I don't roll for escort yet, and I don't roll for bombers yet, but that will come up later on. Here we roll for escorts, and later on we'll roll to see what kind of bombers we're confronting. We'll roll for that later on. So pilots are set up, as I mentioned. I'm starting with Spitfires. I was kind of thinking they might be, I'd like as many of my pilots to survive. And I was kind of thinking maybe they'll be a bit sturdier for my first campaign, maybe. Going with Spitfires, trying to keep as many of these guys alive as possible. Here are my first 12 pilots. I put them in the air. You can see I've paired the green pilots up with my veterans, green veteran, and a green pilot over here who'll have to make do with his regular. Everyone else is regular. If they're not veteran, if they're not green, they're regular pilots. And basically, through the course of a campaign, pilots will increase their experience on patrols, and they will gain a new status. They'll go from green to regular, from regular to veteran. They can gain ace skills. They can gain fatigue and exhaustion, so I need to manage these guys pretty carefully, apparently. We'll see how that goes. All right, so there are quite a few steps. We start now at the very beginning of the raid vector sequence. So we're starting here, and we'll work our way through this raid vector until we have an interception. There are quite a few, and this more detailed sequence of play chart outlines the various potential steps that can happen. We can have bomber formations, Keter drop out of formation, lots of different things potentially happening. We're going to run through this and see how we go. You'll notice also in this campaign we take off, we start with full Spitfire fuel as opposed to the small scenarios where they'll often be have exhausted some of their fuel earlier on. What else? Random vector markers. Yeah, I think everything's going. We have the raid marker here. We don't place that yet until instructed to do so by one of these, hopefully, one of these inbound vector markers. Okay, just to make this squadron display clear as well, this is our leader in the center here. We have blue 2 on the right and blue 3. I can just to give you a sense, this is Amundsen, our green pilot. We have Bernard as blue leader, and we have Clive as blue 3. I won't go through all these names, but I'll try and mention these guys as they come. Hey, Tony, welcome. Yeah, I've been seeing your videos, and Christopher, welcome. Good hunting, thank you. Wonderful, I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but a wonderful learning experience to get to know this. Okay, what do we have? Zones as well. So these are the zones that will confront. We'll try and approach the incoming raid as it comes in. So let's begin the raid sequence of play. If the raid marker is not in play, which it isn't yet, it's kind of hanging around, waiting to be played, we reveal the inbound vector markers in the rightmost space. If there's more than one, we reveal them all one at a time. So we flip this one, and okay, I have no idea what these do yet. I think that's a good sign. Well, that's a raid sign, I know that much. But I'm so far from the raid, it could be a bad sign. So basically we flip, when we have these icons, there's the icons, there's a few different ways we can check these. They appear sort of here in summary, but I'm relying on the full summary in the rulebook, just so I get the full details. I can tell you that this is a flak, well, you can see pretty clearly, it's a flak symbol. So the number is 1. We draw that many damage markers, hurricane side up. All right, so hurricane side up. Ooh, it's a nice engine damage. Check for catastrophic effects. Yes, something falls out of formation. Place them randomly on bombers. One marker per tile. I don't have bombers set up yet. Am I meant to set up bombers at this stage? Because I don't know what I'm confronting just yet. Early hiccup. Raid vector, set up the assignments, visibility, raid proximity, the raid track, inbound, outbound zones. I haven't made contact yet, so I'm not meant to check. So how do I place flak? I'm confused by that. No bomber tiles. If there are no bomber tiles, there we go. Next point. Area, place a damage marker on the interception map. Later, when I place the tiles, I'll apply those later on. Perfect. Then the raid marker. Okay. Tally-ho end raid. If you perform contact and the flak icon is the same mark as the raid icon, and the above raid icon, which means flak is applied before the raid, postpone applying the raid result until the raid vector step. So this is, if you perform contact and the flak icon is in the same marker as the raid icon, and the raid icon, and above the raid icon, postpone applying the raid result until the raid vector. Okay, all right, I'll do what it says. It's confused me a little. So from here, yeah, apply the results. We burn a fuel. Next step is burning fuel. Then we have contact. And I think this is where, yeah, I've made contact. No, sorry, I should reveal this one as well. Until all spaces have been revealed. So I reveal this one as well, which is a straggler. Before I go into the fuel step, I reveal a straggler. I place a lone bomber marker in the lost contact area. Well, this is when we need to make some space. Haven't prepared for this. A lone bomber marker, but I don't know what kind of bomber it is. So I'll use a generic marker for now. Select one randomly. One section or one fighter that has lost contact may attack it immediately. Well, nobody's lost contact. If it happens during the raid vector segments, I may assign one or more sections to attack it. They don't need to be lost contact, but they must spend 1 fuel. Do I shoot down? Do I divert an entire section at this early stage just to chase one bomber? I'm kind of reluctant to do that because I want to keep my squadron together. Sending off an entire squadron just to hit one bomber when there could be a dozen or more, I'm reluctant to do that. If you do not assign a section to attack the bomber, remove the bomber marker from play. Yeah, okay, so it's a straggler. Yeah, as I said, I'm reluctant. Oh, it's a victory point to shoot it down. It'd be an easy target, but then I'd have. Oh, I guess they could catch up, couldn't they? Let's try it. Let's. They lose a fuel. Ooh. And then what happens if I immediately play bomber rounds, one after the other, until the lone bomber is destroyed or the fighters are out of ammo? Yeah, okay. So we're going to send this section, lost contact. We're going to send yellow. Yellow leader with his 2 Spitfires. We're going to detach them from the squadron and they are going to engage. Now, I immediately play a bomber round. So we have, this is an interesting break from the sequence of play. I've revealed a straggler, yes. I go straight to the bomber cycle. Interception map and approach. But I'm not even on this intercept map yet. So this is kind of breaking all the rules that I've been kind of learning about. I can approach from any angle. Any angle. Ignore penalties for nose, low, and tail approaches. So I know tail does a lot of damage. This is already. I've got some really tense decisions to make. Do I play it safe and attack from the flank? And I don't know what bomber this is yet. It says if you don't have a contact, if you haven't made contact yet, select one randomly. Okay, so I'm going to do this a bit randomly. I'm going to pick up, shuffle these bombers together, just so I'm doing it kind of fairly, and drawing one out, and it's a Stuka. Okay, that's pretty good. Because they are the softer target. 1 engine damage, and it'll go down. I don't think I apply that to this. That'd have to be random to the whole formation. Okay, so let's play it safe because I reckon these Stukas will go down pretty quickly if I attack it from the flank. Okay, straight into the bomber cycle. I have my approach. Now we go straight into burst. Yellow leader leading the way. We have light bombers. I've got the light bomber deck just conveniently set up here. Yes, checking I'm doing everything correctly. I have bomber cycle, I'm approaching from the flank, burst. Let's check out. I want 3 damage in a row on this isolated bomber. 1. Oh no, that's not what I want. An immediate return fire. Should come in from the tail. Oh no, so return fire, it's a hit. It's an 8, possible fuselage damage for yellow leader. This is killing straight away. I do not want that. All right, yellow 2, they come in. Oh, they score a hit, but some more return fire. This is not a good start. And it is an 11. That's dangerous. Oh, sorry, it is green. If he's a green pilot, he's not a green pilot. So we ignore that result. And finally, yellow 3, they come in. Please give me some hits. A hit, finally. A hit. Let's make it a cockpit or engine to get this one down. Hurricane, potential critical. I need a 12 or more. Come on, let's get off to a good start. A 3, okay. Never mind, it is now 2 hits out of the 3 I need, but he's now low ammo. Low ammo. So not the best start. Whew. Okay, we now go to disengage. So they fly along the wings. We do some hit checks. 8. Yes, survives. Thank goodness. Yellow leader makes it. Okay, hit checks are complete. We now resume, but the rules say that after each bomber round, draw an escort reaction card for the lone bomber, but ignore everything on it except the cloud's escape. So escort reaction, I'll give these a quick shuffle. Escort reaction is, we ignore everything but the clouds and the ambush icon. There's no ambush icon, so that's good. We just check for cloud escape. And, oh, there is a cloud escape. If visibility, it's not clouds, so we ignore that. So no escort reaction applied, which means we get to the second round. I'll attack again from the flanks because it's meant to be the safest. Yellow leader leading the way. There we go. Our third hit, low ammo. So got a low ammo marker for our leader. 3 hits, and that destroys a Stuka. Any 3 hits. All right. And keeping in mind the dorsal gunner hit is, so that's yellow leader has scored a hit. Well done. That is killing with 1 escort kill. Now, you see we're using this pilot roster to track this detail. Yeah, so as Christopher's pointing out, that kills a rear gunner, and it counts as a fuselage hit as well. So 2 of those count as 2 fuselage hits. So I have pilot experience. I have shot down my first aircraft on campaign. I think that's all I need to do. Just make it. Oh, it wasn't an escort. It was a bomber. A light bomber, but I'll get a decent rubber and rub that out later. And they are now lost contact, so we'll figure that out later on. So I return to the raid vector sequence. Yeah, intercepted the straggler, return to here. Contact, yes, via vector 45. This is confusing. So, I'm going back to the raid rules so I can do this correctly. If I perform contact and the flak icon is on the same marker as the raid icon, postpone applying the raid result until the raid vector step. Postpone applying the raid result until the raid vector step. Okay. I postpone applying this raid vector step until this step. That's a little bit confusing. I don't know why that happens, but okay. So, I cannot perform contact because I'm not in the same zone or an adjacent zone, so I can't actually perform contact. This is really kind of confusing me. No, the raid marker is not yet in play. Place the raid marker in the vectors space. Okay, so I place that there, I believe. Then if visibility is clear, roll a die to play escort station markers. Now this is where I play escort station markers according to the escort station's roll on the scenario sheet here. So I roll the die. It's a 12. No escort. Oh, what a start to the campaign. No escort. Okay, this is exciting. They're getting an advantage. They may raid before I can get to them, but they've got no escort. Yes, okay, then ordnance was released, so there's no interception. I failed to contact and intercept them, so I think they released their ordnance, and the raid marker moves to the turn space. Okay, so that's unfortunate that they've... I've really got to race to catch them now, because they're going to race to return home very quickly. They've raided the coast. No escort. Hello from Sweden, Magnus. Hi, welcome. And Mike's learning the full campaign. Hey, Mike, welcome. Yeah, so I think, so the raid means that they raid. Okay, this marker means that they commence their raid wherever they are. So they're raiding on the coast. And I failed to intercept because my squadron is so far, it's deep in Britain. If this results, then orders was released and the raid marker is now on the turn space. Oh, hold on, sorry. No, I don't do that yet. That goes there. And I'm at the end now of vector. So I now return to reveal. Before I do that though, before I do that, reveal contact vector. I can move. So during the vector phase, there's no escort station. This is where they'd make an escort exit check. I can take actions to improve my situations. I'm going to move my formation marker to an adjacent zone. So I'm moving to meet this raid. Or I could have changed their altitude by climbing. I can move and change altitude at the same time, but that requires fuel expenditure. Yeah, I won't do that. Oh, although it does make it easy to, yeah, I will do that because it seems to be, I think it's going to be a quick raid, not a long raid. So, or a long patrol. So I'm going to climb to increase my chances of finding this raid. The counter's thrown across the table. Sorry, Fluffy. I'll try and tidy this up for you all. I'll put them into nice, neat piles. What else have I got here? These are the orders that I issue to my sections and flights. I've got my orders all in this area that I issue to particular sections. These are all the orders. There's only 3 different orders you give, but they're all in a nice pile now. Low ammo. Dorsal gunner hits, that happens quite a lot. Low ammo. More orders. Lost contact markers. Lost contact markers. Here we go. And these are the escort markers. More lost contact. I did have them all in my counter tray, but I keep in and out all the time. There you go. It's a little bit tidier. This is yellow. They're lost contact. So they're still in a section. I believe they're flying around in circles after just having shot down a Stuka. If you've just joined, you've missed the downing of my first kill. Pilot K, Killen, leader of yellow section, shot down a Stuka. He got the killing blow on it. So I've moved. Sections that are lost contact can return to the squadron. If they return, place them back on the squadron display. This costs all sections 1 fuel. The entire squadron spends fuel. Okay, well that's pretty straightforward. It's just they return to the section, burning a fuel to do so. Again, pretty happy to expend fuel, I think. My inexperienced kind of view on this is all happening very quickly. They've already dropped their bombs, so I need to get going and start chasing and reform. Low on ammo, but that's okay. That's 1 victory point for shooting that Stuka, by the way, as well. And I still haven't found the bomber formation. They will be damaged. There's an engine damage coming to them. They are resolved, so they can go away. And we can return, I think if I finish the vector sequence, I can return to the reveal section. The raid marker is now in play. So I move the raid marker to the next space on the raid track, which is turn. If on the turn space, it follows the arrow. If on the inbound step, it moves to the left. Sorry. If the raid marker is in play, move the raid marker to the next space. If on the inbound row, it moves to the left. Why would it move to the left? Why wouldn't it just turn? If the raid marker is in play, which it is, I move the raid marker, I'm repeating myself, to the next space on the raid track. But I believe it should turn, right? Because they've made their raid. No, okay, so I believe they turn now. So they're planning their raid. The next time I draw a raid marker, so the first time you draw the raid marker, you place it. The second time you draw the raid marker, they drop their bomb. So I move this along to here. Now I draw these 4 inbound vectors to determine their their result. Okay. First raid, inbound. They can't drop bombs yet. Oops. Let's see what happens now. More stragglers. Now, okay, some more stragglers. Do I draw another Stuka? Because I dealt with Stukas last time, they'd be certainly thematic. Or do I randomly draw again? I mean, the rules say, technically, it says to draw randomly, but I feel like it's coming from the same formation, so I should draw another Stuka. And again, I am going to detach yellow section. Killen is taking his section to intercept again. He's going to lead the way to try to, get this second straggler. Okay, back to the bomber cycle now. We've made our approach. I make a burst draw. Drawing from the light bomber deck, because these are Stukas. And dorsal gunner hit. Low ammo. He is now out of ammo. Yellow leader. All right, that's 1 hit. Second hit, or second attempt from yellow 3. As a return fire marker. That is not what we want to see. And it is, ooh, mechanical failure. A mechanical failure means that we roll a die. Let's see what happens. It is an odd result. Place the fighter on the return to base track. Not happy with that. And put the marker back in the cup. All right, it might be down to yellow 2 to finish off this Stuka. Here we go. Jammed? That's not what I want. A jammed result. Where are the jammed markers? Jammed. Jam. That's low ammo. Here we are. That he can still potentially shoot down this Stuka. It's just not good news. Just jammed. Starboard, lone bomber. These are not good results. Really should probably attack. Look at the tail results there. Next time I'll learn. Next time I'll attack these light bombers from the tail. Huge damage from coming in from the tail. Okay. Disengage. So they disengage. Hit check. No hits to resolve. I draw an escort reaction. No cloud cover. Just making sure there's no ambush, which there isn't. Okay. So I can return to approach. He may return to base. He's got no ammo left. Relying on yellow 2 to clear this jam and get 2 more hits on this Stuka. Approaching now. Does he approach from the tail? Yeah, he's going to maneuver around to the tail. Now, I don't think I've done this before. I usually come in from flank and I continue from the flank or stick on the tail. Because of this, I have to suffer a 1 turn delay. And there is a delay marker somewhere. There are delay markers. Lost contact, jammed. Delay, right in front of me. He will experience a 1 turn delay as he tries to maneuver around behind this Stuka's tail. What that means is we don't draw a burst. There's no disengagement. There's no hit check. We, however, still draw, I believe, an escort reaction after every round of combat because this is a straggler. Escort reaction. There is an ambush. Oh, okay. Escort reaction, escort stations, escort reaction. I need to check what happens during an ambush. I think I've had an ambush before, but it's a little tricky. I think from memory, I draw a Luftwaffe advantage card and apply the result. Here we go. Oh, head on. Clear if escort station, it must be the sun. No, I don't think that applies. Hun in the sun, clear or haze zone? It's clear. It's not an escort station though. So I don't think we add a rotor. Instead, we just come head on with a rotor of 109s. Okay, let's see, Luftwaffe advantage card. Now we have to quickly resolve this dogfight before we can return to, if we get to return to the Stuka. Yeah, so it triggers a dogfight. Head on now with this 109. Yeah, so I guess we're tailing the Stuka, and this 109 starts coming head on at us, and head on. We're not a green pilot, so ignore the hit, and they just fly by and disappear. And I think I can now resume. Single Spitfire, head on with 109s. This is the result we're looking at. So that's not too bad. I believe after that, I can return to my attack on this Stuka. So, I skipped that 1 turn for the delay. Now I return to tailing the bomber. It's a hit, but because I'm jammed, I roll, and I roll an odd result, which means the damage result is cancelled and the jammed marker is removed. So I don't get the damage. I do, however, have low ammo, and this is dangerous because I still need 2 more hits, and there's a return fire marker as well. It's a hit on an 8 or more. Okay, let's move to the end of the bomber cycle, resolve this damage. That's a 6. Oh, that Stuka gets away. He suffers damage to the rudder, which means he heads into the fate box, and that Stuka will fly away and live to fly another day. That is not good. I feel like I had the odds there, sending an entire section, and I lost all 3 aircraft. 2 returned to base, 1 going down with rudder damage. Geez, it's a 50-50 there. That's interesting. The Hurricanes are sturdier and survive better at surviving rudder damage. That was just our first inbound vector result. Let's reveal the second one. Ooh, this looks interesting. No idea what these icons are. Let's have a look. A little sun icon with a turning point. Roll a die. If the result is odd, shift the sun counterclockwise. Ooh, that's dangerous. Tail high sun. Okay. And we have Messerschmitt's. One section is attacked by 1 and 9s. Okay, one section. Who fights? Select a section at random, 1, 2, or 3. So we've got 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12. This is a 1, so it's this section here. These guys are attacked. Blue spends 1 fuel. If the raid, we're not in the deep zone, so it's not stragglers. Draw a Luftwaffe advantage card and apply the results immediately. So head on, clear or haze if an escort station. Again, it's not an escort station. So it's just head on. We've got our section head on with a rotor. Head on with a rotor. We're still in squadron formation. Head on, let's see what happens here. So I have my section, head on with 1 and 9s. Ooh, there's quite a lot happening here. Okay, the L means something gets loose. The RF fighter becomes independent. What fighter is it? It is 12, so he becomes a lost contact. Falls out of formation, panics a bit. This is my section with 1 and 9s. I do score a hit. Who scores the hit? Well, I can tell you it is Blue Leader, my veteran. This is Bernard. He's scoring a hit on an escort. Well done, lad. The targets then disappear, but someone suffers low ammo, and it's one of these two now. Sorry, that's not a great roll. It is an even result, which is Blue 3. But they stay in formation. 1 round of combat, which means they don't become lost contact. We do just have Blue 2 who fell out of formation, and he'll be able to catch up in a moment. Okay, next one. Another engagement. So, what section is being jumped on now? It is Blue again. Luftwaffe advantage. Head on again with another 1 and 9 rotor. It's not an escort, so we don't add anything. Okay, we're not even up to the kind of, we haven't even found the bomber formation. I've got 1 and 9s jumping on me left, right, and center. All right, head on. 2 aircraft now. Still in the section though. So my section, excellent. So they're going to disappear, but I do shoot down, score 1 hit. Who's going to score the hit? It is going to be 2, so even. It's going to be now Blue 3. And Blue 3 is, oh, Green Pilot. This is Amundsen. On his first flight, has shot down a 109. That's this lad here. Give him a round of applause, folks. His first flight, Green Pilot, shot down a 109. The remaining 109 flies away. I do suffer a hit though. Who suffers the hit? It is Blue Leader, and the hit is going to be a wing hit 4. That's not so bad. Low ammo. Who is low on ammo? Even result. Oh, so Amundsen really needs to be a bit more disciplined in firing his guns. He's out of ammo before we've even reached the bombers. But let's do our damage check. That dogfight is over. Let's do our damage check. It is fine. 4 or more is fine. So it's minor damage. Look, so I could send blue 3 home, but that would break up the formation and it would leave blue leader alone. We've already got one lost contact. Hopefully we can get blue 2 to return. He's just going to fly around and get some flying experience. Add to his hours. Add to his flying hours. That's what it's going to do. Okay. That's the third inbound vector. Let's draw the fourth one, and here we go. Okay, so raid and another sun moving. I can't remember, is it? So odd, I think, was counterclockwise. So that's a better location. Odd counterclockwise, yeah, that's right. And now the raid is launched. So we now have the raid marker. It's on the raid track. The bombers release their audience. Oh, not their audience, their ordnance. And we move this to the turn space. Remove all inbound vector markers from the track. We don't resolve these. They have launched very early. Including this one cancelling its second icon if it had one. So we cancel its second icon. Then randomly draw outbound vector markers and place one in each box. So outbound vector markers, I need to put these all face down and shuffle these up. That's these markers over here. All right, and so the bombers are now going to try to return along this track. So time is running out. I don't know what I've drawn there, but let's hope it's good for me. When the raid is moved to the turn space on the raid track, move the sun to a new location. So I roll for the sun. It is at 3. The sun is, okay, so the sun is in tail high. It's an odd result, so they move to starboard high. Oh, starboard high, yeah, that's right. Then the orders release and the raid marker is now in the turn space. If this was gained during the raid vector sequence, the reveal step is ended. Proceed to the fuel step. Everyone burns some fuel. Contact. Now I am in a space adjacent. This is still their region. Geez, it's going to be hard to find these bombers. But I can make a contact check. Okay, so a couple of things have happened thus far. I have encountered 2 stragglers. One of them was shot down. I've encountered a couple of 109s just dropping on me randomly. And now, but in the meantime, the bombers, whatever they are, which I haven't seen yet, have come on in. They've released their bombs. So I can now perform contact because the squadron's formation marker is in the same or an adjacent zone. I'm in an adjacent zone. And I consult the contact tables. The contact tables are on this sheet here. Okay, so I'm in an adjacent zone here. I'm looking at this table here. I will have to spend a fuel to make this contact check because I'm in an adjacent zone, the little fuel marker up here. I roll a die and I'm at high altitude, so I add +1 to my die roll. I want a really good roll. 10, 11, that's exciting. Okay, I don't know what it does yet, but I know it's good. I locate the number in the table's row, 11. Position is nose low. This is where my squadron is coming in at. So they come in, despite being high, they come in nose low. Nose low, oh sorry, in adjacent zone. Is that correct? The column on the right, sorry, I'm confused. After modifying that, locate the number in the table's row. The column on the right will tell you where to place the formation marker and my new altitude. So yeah, nose low. Oh, if I spend a fuel, I can be nose high. No, I think, oh, am I happy with nose low? No, I want to go I want to go nose high. So I'm going to spend a fuel. So I think I've got an option here. If I spend a fuel, I can maintain my altitude. So I will maintain my altitude and come in nose high on this bomber formation, which I still don't know what it consists of yet. Yep. If I roll 10 or better in the same zone, I'm not in the same zone. That would enable me to ignore the result and place me in a position that is in the sun. But yeah, have to be in the same zone there. Okay, contact ends the RAID vector sequence and initiates the interception sequence. RAID vector markers will now be revealed during the patrol complete phase. Okay, so there is no escort. Remember we rolled earlier for no escort. Bombers though. We now need to roll for bombers. So the scenario instructions, the campaign instructions, indicate that when it's time to determine the type of bombers that populate the bomber formation area, we roll the die, a 5, and we consult this chart here. There's Stukas, which is totally thematic. How about that? We've encountered 2 Stuka stragglers out of this Stuka formation. So this is the bomber type. Now we roll to determine their formation. I hope it's a nice formation. A 1. That is not a nice formation. That's a horrific formation. But if I was going to roll a 1, now's the time to roll it. All right, let's move these out of the way. Let's get some Stukas set up. This is going to be tough to deal with. Tough to break up, in effect. Okay, let me get this sorted. Let me find the Stukas. They're adopting a very interesting formation. Here we go. That's not easy to disrupt. Okay, the result is a diagram. Arrange the bomber tiles as shown. No tile starts isolated. And that's it. That is set up now. Whew. So, there's no escort station on the map, so I don't need to worry about escort. I move, so I've made contact. I move straight now to the interception sequence. Now that I've got this engine damage, I roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It is 12, so look at this formation here, 1 to 4 and so forth. This bomber here has suffered engine damage. Now Stukas can only suffer 1 engine damage and then they go down. So, guess what? It's another destroyed Stuka. Who did this damage? Let's roll to see. We've got 3 sections left. Middle section, and what aircraft was it? It was Green 2. Well done. Who is this? This is pilot F4. Oh no, this is flak. This is nobody. I think this is a flak result. So this is from much earlier. But we have shot down a bomber, we have shot down that other Stuka. I'll leave this here just as a reminder that we have shot down 2. Hard to keep track of all these results. So that engine damage, I believe, was from the flak from much earlier. Yeah. Place 1 damage marker. And I don't think anyone gets credited but it's one less bomber we have to deal with. And with stragglers, I mean, we don't really, I guess we don't remove. Oh, after a straggler round, they can't rejoin the base. They have to return to base, sorry, they can't rejoin the formation. Yeah, so nobody gets that the credit. Ground fire brought down that other Stuka. But I'm curious about the straggler. So where, I mean, the straggler apparently, or as far as I could read, the straggler isn't removed from any particular formation, which is a shame. It'd be nice to have one fewer fighter out and about. Not to worry. Let's get to the interception sequence and how are we going to approach this bomber formation. So this is where they are. I'm approaching from nose high with, well, he has to return to base because I think, what did happen to him? Now he was jumped on by 1 and 9, so he can return to base. He can rejoin the, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place here. 45. I believe he can reform. Yes, he can reform, he can catch up. This costs all sections 1 fuel.